So what are some things, some tips you can give them to get ready for the season? And what are some big things, mistakes guys are making or things guys are doing well that you're seeing with your athletes?
We'll start with mistakes first. One of the things we really see, and even with top-end pro athletes, around this time of year, guys almost start to panic. Oh, season's coming up, I need to get better. Well, one of the key things that I always tell my athletes is we want to work smart and not just hard. We want to have a plan. We want to work to our weakest points. I like to see my guys getting on the ice and really working on their skill. The other thing is some simple things in the gym, and then also because our hockey players are really picking it up, one of the key things I want to show you guys is recovery. Recovery is key. Anything that you do when you're leading into a season or you are in season, guys, you should never ever take away from the game. So if you're going to the gym, you shouldn't beat yourself up so bad in the gym that when you step out on the ice, your productivity level goes down. And that's where recovery really becomes key. So in this segment, we're really going to show you a lot of recovery techniques, but also we do have 11 weeks that are going to lead up to the season. So we're going to show you some exercises that you can do at home, that you can do in a gym, some creative ones that we have here that just really gear you towards the game of hockey. How we doing, guys? Guys, we're in our hockey segment. What I'm standing in right now is called the Russian box. I understand not every gym has one of these, and I understand not every home has one of these. I'm going to show you my examples of the Russian box and what we use this for, but I'm also going to show you examples of things that you can do without the Russian box that simulate the same thing. Now, dealing with my hockey players, one of the key things that I'm trying to get out of them in the gym is working on what we call hip height. If you're one of my athletes, you hear me say that all the time. I'm going to step out of the box here. When we skate, okay, and what I see most happens with my younger athletes, all the way up to my oldest, athletes, NHL players, is they come out of what we call their hip height. Guys will start off like this when they start their stride, okay, and then they end up popping up because they don't have the strength through here. What we want to see is guys staying down, okay, because when we stay down, we have that nice long extension. If you see my leg, I can extend further, and I can come back, which creates more power. Ideally, what we see on the ice, and we don't want to see, is I see guys get bent over at the waist because they don't have the strength and the muscle memory in their legs to hold the position. So now when we're bent over at the waist, look at what happens. I can't stride as far. I can't get as much power and extension, and my rate of return isn't as great. So this exercise that we're going to show you really keys in on proper skating posture and proper hip height. Now, Russian box. Again, proper hip height, proper skating position. My head is up, my chest is up. It's not straight up, it's at a slight angle. Okay, now when we do this and when we skate, we want our upper and lower body to work together. That's a key. So my leg that's up, my arm is back. I'm here, I simply take, I drive, and I get low. Drive, get low. Drive, get low. Drive, get low. Now guys, notice my head didn't move. My eyes weren't moving all over the place either. I'll give you a bad example of if my eyes are moving all over the place and my head's moving all over the place, what happens? So my head's down, I move it, I'm gonna fall forward. Okay, as soon as I pick my head up and I keep my eyes focused, and I don't move it, I'm in perfect position. I get nice and low and I drive. Guys, in my last segment, I went over working on hip height using a great tool called the Russian box. Now I understand not everybody has access to a Russian box. It's a great tool, but we don't necessarily need it to improve our stride. Now, what I'd like to see you do if you're at home or you're out on a field or in your driveway, we're gonna take the same idea and we're going to apply it without using it. Now, in the last segment that you saw, I talked about getting low and working on our hip height. I also talked about not having our head move all over the place. One thing I really want to key in from that last segment is if our head is all over the place, our body will be all over the place. So really focus in on your head position and your eye position. And that correlates to any sport that you play, if you're running or skating. Now guys, we don't need the Russian box. We simply start off on our beginner version. I talked about my hips are low, okay? My hips are low because when they're down, I have that nice long extension. Great extension. And what we see, what you talked about in the last segment, is 90% of our hockey players, they end up getting bent over at the waist and they have a very short extension, which correlates into having not a lot of power in our stride and it being choppy. Simply take, for this exercise, one leg is up, Now the leg that is up, our arm is out. That is a key, very key. If you want to create speed and power when you skate or when you run, you have to have your upper and lower body work together. So the leg that is back, the arm is out. Now what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to go for a little bit of height, and then I'm also going to go for posture. I'm going to drive up, I'm going to switch arms, I'm going to get low. Drive up, switch arms, get low. Drive up, switch arms, get low. Hold that position. And again, notice my head wasn't all over the place. My arms were in sync with my lower body, which will help correlate onto the ice, create more speed and more power when skating.